Hello YouTube, I am Armoury Reviews 1, Tom, and today we have my number 3 best comic or graphic novel that I've read. So, as you saw, my number 5 was The Origin of Gotham. My number 4 was The Origin of Batman. So today, because I don't really read much else, it's The Origin of the Joker. One of. I'll talk about that later. So this is written by Alan Moore, with art by Brian Boland. If you have been following my advice from reading the Judge Dredd, the old Judge Dredd stuff, you'll know Brian Boland. He's my favourite Judge Dredd illustrator, artist, but he's one of the main ones. So yes, this is the most popular Joker origin story, and it goes quite well with Year 1 actually. If you're buying Year 1, it's quite good to get this as well, because you get both sides. So, quick sort of glimpse over it. You get some nice artwork of Arkham is going in to see the Joker about something that we've all wondered, which is someday either the Joker and the Batman are going to kill each other, and Batman wants to stop this. He wants to go and talk to the Joker to try and stop this, but the Joker's escaped again. That isn't him. He's off to buy a carnival, and then we see who he was before. He's a failed comedian who is pulling one last job, or one job, one robbery, to pay for his wife and child, or soon-to-be child. Something quite big happens that has a lasting effect in the DC universe from this book. It's on the next page from that. Most of you will know what it is, but for those who don't, I'm not going to spoil it. It's huge. I'll tell you what, right at the end I'll say spoilers, and I'll do a few, just because most of you probably have read this, to be honest. But the few who haven't, there are some bits that I want to leave out. And it goes into this really nice sort of black and white-ish style when they're looking back. I mean, there is colour, but not much. We see Jim Gordon trying to be driven mad by the Joker, and this is where the Joker's ideology actually comes into this. His thoughts are that, they say there's a fine line between like crime and justice, or I don't know how the actual saying goes, but there's like fine line between a criminal and a policeman and stuff like that. Well, he goes the same, but further. He says there's a fine line between sanity and insanity, and that fine line can be broken in a matter of minutes. And that's what he's trying to do. And he nearly succeeds, if it weren't for those meddling kids. So yeah, that's the idea. Anyone can be turned insane, and he wants to prove that he's not weird. He wants to prove that anyone could be like him, just out of a bad experience. One day could turn someone into him. Although, something that is quite good about this, the Joker is genuinely funny. I'm probably not going to find it. There were some really actually funny jokes in this. Yeah, I'm probably not going to find it now, am I? Really? Come on, I had this earlier. There was one really funny joke in here. I'm not going to find it now, because that's how this works. There's some very iconic. The Red Hood, and an extremely iconic panel. That's his first sort of panel as the Joker. Chronologically, that is. Okay, no, I'm not going to find it. He does tell some really funny jokes in this. So yeah, this is really good Joker Origins. It also goes along the relationship between the Joker and Batman, which, if you've been reading the New 52, is what Death of the Family's been about. So if you have read that, or you're going to read that, I recommend picking this up, because, number one, some things will be a little bit clearer. The Red Hood references will be. But there is also one other thing that the Joker, I can't remember if he says it in the Death of the Family, but it is implied at least. I do remember it. And it's something that's really, really big, which is that, and the Batman actually brings this up in this, he says he wants to rehabilitate the Joker, because he's been through similar things, and the Joker says that he's not far off crazy too. I mean, he runs around dressed like a bat, and that's something that's revisited in the New 52 quite well. So I'd recommend, if you are going to read that, pick this up. If you're not, but you are a Batman fan, pick this up. It's cheap, it's a tenner. £13.50. I'm sure if you're getting it online you can get it for a bit cheaper than that. I will say it is quite short, although it is a nice hardback. But yeah, and to go along with that relationship, something I nearly almost forgot, this happens. They share a laugh. For just one moment, for one page of a comic book, the Joker and the Batman are on completely equal level, in equal terms. Basically admitting how abnormal they both are. So yeah, definitely buy this. You also, if you get the hardcover version, I'm not sure any others, you do get a lot of artwork. There you can see it's actually taken from a picture that he drew from to get some reference. And also something about the hardcover, if you take the cover off, if you take this off, you get an extremely nice book with this. That last panel of the two laughing, done in shiny purple. And on the back, well, Joker, Batman, which is really cool. So yeah, this is a really nice book. The artwork is amazing, and it's really interesting because it is all about the psychology of them rather than just punching each other. I mean, the only fight scene is at the end. There's not very much of it. Joker gets thrown out of a window. That's actually about it. Yeah, I'm going actually to buy The Man Who Laughs, I think it's called, soon, which is along the same vein of this, so I'd recommend picking that up. Because I'm going to, so I want other people to pick it up too, so I'll talk about it. I'm going to pick that up soon. It's not the Joker Origins, but it's the first time Joker commits a crime. So it follows on from year 1, actually. So I'm going to pick up that up. This is the best Joker story I've ever read, and I really like the Joker. I find his relationship with Batman really interesting, and it was nice to see them explore that properly in Death of the Family. So yeah, it's really creepy. It's really funny, really dark, and something in it changes the DC universe for a long time. So I'd buy it. Well, I have bought it. If I were you, I'd buy it. It needs to be in your collection. For me, it goes right beside V for Vendetta, Watchmen, and Year 1. It's kind of mixing the Alan Moore into the Batman. But yeah, I'm Reviews 1, or Tom. That is my number 3 best graphic novel I've ever read. Well, this is a bit embarrassing. I forgot to mention something quite important. This isn't the Joker origin story. I will put up a panel right there, which shows you. I'll put a link to a place where you can download it, like bigger and a better size, or just put this in 1080p and full screen. Which shows that the Joker doesn't even know which one it is. He's holding 3 cards up. No, it's on my computer screen, so I can turn that on. Holding 3 cards up with 3 different possibilities. One being a failed comedian. One being, how about the one where a mob killer where he's a mob killer. And the last one where he's the Red Hood. Whereas, this is 2 of them mixed together. This is the failed comedian and the Red Hood. So obviously he is. I don't know. It's apparently from The Origin of the Joker by Mark Waid. I haven't read this, but I know of the panel, obviously. So yeah, if you buy this, just keep in your mind that this is one thing the Joker thinks his origin is. You know, he doesn't know. Which is quite interesting, actually, and part of his character, which was revisited in The Dark Knight, which was really cool to see him go up to one person and say that his dad was an alcoholic and a violent man who thought that his wife and son were being miserable, so he cut open the side of his face. And actually, for that sort of appeared in Death of the Family. Do I have? No, I don't have a physical copy of that. Sorry. Yeah, so keep in mind that this isn't the origin story, it's one of. There could be an infinite amount of where tiny things are different because he just can't remember it. So yeah. Now thank you for watching.